Now that the church has gotten bigger and it's 2 services, it's, there's new people coming in every week. It's, me being an elder, trying to be able to know everybody's name, everybody's face, it's a challenge. There's really no way that you can possibly do that. And at the same time, you don't want people to be discouraged when they're just first coming out, that they don't feel welcome, they don't feel like they belong. They might be coming from another church experience. It might have been a good experience, might have been a bad experience. So the quickest way to onboard people into Hope is through small groups. And, Pastor Mark does a fabulous job up there preaching, but then being able to take that preaching that happens on a Sunday and being able to still stay connected throughout the week, to be able to pray with one another, to be able to comfort one another, to be able to kind of hold each other accountable and keep each other kind of connected to that church. That's the connectedness we're looking for, and small groups is the way to do that.
I think folks have a tendency to really open up more because we're all sharing the same thing. And there's a trust level there that normally you don't find out on the street, that you do find in our church and in our small groups. Being able to trust each other with the things that are shared, knowing that no one's perfect except for the Lord, and the humanity of us all having that common goal, having that sharing, that faith walk and life walk is wonderful.
They just became like friends, and it's exactly what I had hoped for, that I would meet more people in the congregation. It was a special time. I was very hesitant, but by the end of our time together, it was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful.
It allowed me and Drew and I to get closer to friends that we already had, but in ways that you can't really get in just social gatherings. So it was kind of like the excuse we needed to connect with our friends spiritually, particularly to be praying for each other about specific things going on in each other's lives, and to feel like we had that support.
It made it easier to have those kind of conversations on a non-small group encounter, as well as just easier to share different prayer requests. And it was easier to share a little more detail and not just have somebody say, I'll pray for you. It was, I want to understand because I want to be a support for you, not just in prayer, but in whatever kind of else you need.
It's definitely nervous, like meeting new people and kind of putting yourself out there and your personal issues, your battles and stuff. But hearing other people that have, experienced small group before, and seeing them open up, it definitely made a big impact.
When I started to come here, I only knew one person, and I met her through college, and she's our pastor's daughter. So I only knew that person. I was so clingy to that person because I didn't know anybody else, but having that small group allowed me to kind of open up to other people and get involved in like the children's ministry and VBS, which has been awesome.
I've definitely felt the support of the group when things are difficult, or even when things are exciting. I just feel like the love of the group pouring over me, and when we have prayer requests or talk about things that are going on in our lives, it's always encouraging to have each other, knowing that we're praying for each other and with each other through everything.
As time went on, I learned more about them. I learned more about what they were going through, and we built really strong relationships that actually still are solid to this day. And I would say the most impactful piece to it was just learning from them and their own walk with Christ, that I'm not alone, that things are difficult and that things are great, and that they can help me understand through the human's eyes.
It's been the best experience for me and helped me to grow. And I love being part of a small group to talk about the Lord.
When you get close with other people and you realize that they are struggling over the same things that you are, and they're working hard to live right in appreciation for what Jesus has already done for us, it just kind of makes me want to try harder and work at living right. And that's been an important piece for me also in my faith journey. And so I recommend small groups. They've been a great asset to my life. I've loved it.
All in all, I would give, small groups a shot. If you haven't done it already, you need to. You don't want to be that person who's not. Believe me, you'll recognize the advantages of once you start doing it, how close you start to feel to this church, how you realize you're starting to make those connections a lot faster, and then you kind of just have that inner circle of a group that you can always kind of fall back on a little bit more and lean on a little bit more so than the whole entire congregation.